I know my wife's mother's voted Democrat all of her life, and she's 90 years old. But it's not the same Democratic Party it was when she was a girl.
No.
This is, when we start talking of what the Democratic Party believes in, it doesn't believe the way that we believe, when it comes to family and church and values. And so it's time that I'm glad that you're taking that stand, letting people know that listen to the candidates, listen to the people that have a heart for their needs. And
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I think that's a really important point. The Democratic Party at one time was the party of individual freedom.
that's right.
In many ways the parties have I guess don't want to say have switched, but the Democrats used to stand for individual freedom, and they did not necessarily stand for socialism.
That's right.
Except for the FDR began down a path,
Woodrow Wilson.
but that path has now gone way over to socialism, and the Democratic Party has stood for intrusion into individual life and the restriction of individual values and behavior and conduct, and completely robbing people, in my opinion, of their freedom by taking their money.
That's right.
I mean, if freedom means anything, it means the right to control the product of your labor.
That's right.
If freedom means anything, it means
That's right.
the ability to control the outcome of your labor. And one of the things that I want, just to go back to the Formula One thing for a
Please
minute.
do.
These subsidies,
Yes, ma'am.
the forced taxpayer investments that I call them, they're supposed to raise tax money.
They're
and-
supposed to.
and all this stuff. Have you ever heard of taxes going down as a result of one of these? Taxes have never
that's
gone
right.
down.
They sure haven't.
Taxes have never gone down. Fees have never gone down.
That's right.
These programs have taken money out of our wallets, out of existing businesses, presumably giving it, to a racetrack or some other enterprise that's supposed to create more
Jobs, more tax revenue.
supposed to create more tax revenue. We have never, ever seen taxes go down. Instead, government just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and absorbs a larger percentage of the economy.
Just
That's
last week, Obama
wrong.
extended his government.
Oh, yes,
Absolutely
I know.
wrong.
It's almost daily he does. I know. It's
Yes,
ridiculous.
yes.
It's just like
over
the
and over again.
Austin City Council keeps extending its own government.
It'd be all right if they'd hire me as being one of the consultants. Me and old Jesse have already told them we'd be glad to for half price.
Feinberg,
They'd still get rich.
President Obama's selection of Feinberg is to monitor the $20 billion BP fund. This is the man that was in charge of the Agent Orange payouts, and they didn't pay out any Agent Orange.
But he made a lot of money on the
35
deal.
years. I'm sure he did, and then the same with the victims of the 9/11.
9/11, yeah. Somebody made a lot of money
It
there.
was just a few weeks ago that the families of the people that went in for the cleanup settled $55,000 apiece. These families, but most of the people that had helped with the cleanup had died from all the exposure to contaminants. And Feinberg was the one in charge of that. So
Well-
I'm not too sure the people along the coastline are in good hands with Kenneth Feinberg.
To get back to a state look on
Yeah,
it,
go ahead. I'm sorry. That just irked me too.
tort reform has been pretty good for the medical industry in this state. Can you see us continuing on with it in other areas?
With tort reform?
Yes, ma'am.
No, not if you. It depends on what you mean by tort reform.
Limiting the legal liability. I see between unions and Democrat trial lawyers as what's killing American business. Look what they've done to the East Coast,
Here's my opinion
the
on.
auto industry.
Here's my opinion on tort reform, and then let's come back to the conservative Hispanics. But this is my opinion on tort reform. The problem in the courts is frivolous lawsuits. Putting a cap on damages does not solve the problem of frivolous lawsuits. My opinion is that tort reform should empower the judges to throw out the frivolous lawsuits sooner, and instead of letting them go to trial. That means some changes in the procedures of summary judgment and dismissal. I want to see stronger summary judgment and dismissal procedures so that frivolous lawsuits are thrown out. But a judge has to make that decision, okay? Because all lawsuits are not frivolous. Some of them are warranted. The problem is which ones are warranted and which ones aren't.
Yes, ma'am.
A cap on damages doesn't do anything for helping you to discriminate between what's
right.
frivolous and what isn't. All the cap does is, in case you had a lawsuit that was meritorious, now you have a cap on damages that I think is harmful. It's true that a cap on damages also does protect an industry if it's being preyed upon by frivolous lawsuits, and I understand the reason for that, but that is not the right long-term solution.
That's right.
And that's my opinion on it.